Hi everyone, Indez here. Oh boy, if I could go back in time and know the things that I am gonna tell you, my life could be so much better since the start. There was so much I didn't know before I started playing Diablo Immortal. Not only that, I was misinformed about the game because sometimes when you're around the social media, you're gonna get a lot of bad information. So I'm gonna tell you exactly how it is, all the truth, the nitty gritty, and also all the details that if you're watching this, it's not the 8 things that I wish I knew. No, it's like all the things that I wish I knew. And let me tell you, they are quite a few, to a point that I actually had to divide these by general features and character progression, because these are completely different. And when you're starting the game, there are gonna be like so many little things about the game that you won't know. But let's start with the first one, that it is surprisingly, this game is actually not that bad. Okay, people were saying like on social media, man, this is like a pay-to-win game, dog shit game, like everyone was hating on it. But personally, because I come from a background of playing mobile games, also playing Diablo 3, Diablo 4, World of Warcraft, I mean, this was a game that combined both of those two worlds, so the pay to win aspect didn't really affected me that much because I was just expecting. However, if you were like a gamer that you never played a mobile game, you're not used to this very predatory monetization when it comes to the game, so you might have a slight problem with it. But let me guarantee you that if you just want to download, enjoy the game is pretty free to play friendly. I am free to play. I've been playing for 6 months, and to be honest, I got no issue. I can do pretty much everything in the game, and the aspect that people keep criticizing that you are not gonna do so well, it is the PvP. But still, you're gonna see here, I am free to play, and I am still at rank 1. So I'm not saying like this it proves like I'm the greatest player. No, and I'm also not flexing. I'm just saying to you that if you put the time, if you know what you're doing, and if you follow the steps, you're gonna be able to become like really, really strong. This also doesn't mean that there is not pay to win in the game. Oh my god, yes, they are pay to win as hell. So there are certain players that, you know what, you just won't have a chance the same way as spenders or low spenders won't really have a chance against like what we call whales, people that just spend thousands and thousands of euros in these games. But Diablo Immortal is no exception. There's other games where people just do the same, and unfortunately it's the reality that we live in when it comes to mobile gaming. I hope that in the future that can change, but while still makes millions and millions of profit to these companies, I don't think will ever change. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. We're trying to beat Diablo Immortal in subs. It will mean the world to me. Enjoy the video. So the other aspect that I got very curious about was that I could play this also on my PC. I knew from the start that this was a mobile game, but I thought it was going to be an exclusive mobile game that you had to go and maybe download BlueStacks. And if you played other mobile games, you know what I'm talking about. You download like these Android emulators, you start playing on your PC, and it kind of works, but it is literally not ideal. So having a client dedicated for the PC, it was a big surprise for me. And actually was thanks to that client that when you have like the Battle.net, and that was like in the beginning of like the season 3 or season 4 PTR until like the beginning of the season, that there was like this dead month that you could not like do really anything. You should not keep playing because you're just excited for the new season. So I saw this game on the Battle.net and I saw that there was Blood Knight. And for me, it was like, okay, Blood Knight sounds like really cool to play, so let me give a shot to this game. And I started and I got like really surprised. So for me, as a PC gamer mainly, I really enjoy to play it on a PC, but also I like the comfort of, you know what, I just get my tablet and I go like to the bed, I chill like next to my wife, and then I'm gonna be fine. So the other game feature that I want to talk about, it is how to check the sub stats. Oh my god, this one, and in these games I'm really not a newbie, but I feel like I was just like too distracted because in the beginning I just started to play on the phone and I didn't pay a lot of attention. So if you want to check your sub stats, they are a bit hidden, but it is here. There is this little man, this icon. So if you know how many people I already saw on Discord asking for this simple thing, how can you actually go and check your stats? You click here, it opens these stats. These are like your main stats, the damage, life, combat, etc. But also you can go and click click on more attributes, these are your substats where you're gonna have armor penetration, potency, resistance, and all the good things, the crit resistance, attack speed, cooldown, the movement. You have all the things you need, including the magic, find, and resonance. So now you know, if you want to check your substats, when people talk about the substats, this is where you go to this little man, you click on more attributes, and here they are. Since we are already here on this page, let me share to you that I also took a long time to actually find out where was the teleport. So I usually always went and I did this. If I wanted to go to a city, I click on the map and I teleported, right? And that's what you do. So imagine like you're farming in a place. So every time I used to go and I used to click, I used to go to the map and I used to do the waypoint. So you see how many clicks there is? Like, it's really that bad. Okay. So the second step that I found out that it was like, okay, I see an icon here. So then what I started to do, I saw this icon here, and then if I click okay, this is like nearest safest zone, or West March, which is like the name of the main city. So then I started doing this. I started using this one. I used to go to the nearest waypoint without having to go through those clicks. But then afterwards, like a few weeks, maybe like 1 month into the game, I realized that I had this icon literally right here. So all I need is to open my character menu, click here, near safe zone, and that's it. It is so brain dead that sometimes it's just like you don't realize all these small details, and then you're losing so much time with opening menus and not. So please use this one because it's gonna help you a lot. So now let's imagine that you're in the open world, you got your inventory completely full and you don't have your teleport because you already used like a few minutes back. So this has like 3 minutes cooldown, but you have a warband. For this one, you're required to have a warband. So the way you want to do, you go to your keyboard, you click on your keybind to open the menu to go directly to your warband. You click go to Sirangar. I don't know how to say this city. And then you go here, there is the blacksmith. You click on the blacksmith, you speak with him, you salvage is done, you get out, and it's done. Super quick. This may be actually one of the fastest way that you can go and salvage your gear, especially early on. And in the future, you're gonna have even a better way to salvage your gear, which is by having a familiar with the salvager traits. So if I go here in the bottom, ladies, this pet here, and if I go here to the details, you're gonna find here these traits that each pet is gonna have. So what you want to look is for the salvager remote. It is for the salvager, which allows to remote salvaging. This is insane. This is like probably the best quality feature that you're gonna have. So if I was starting the game, I would 100% save immediately platinum to buy one of these pets from the action house because they were that game changing. If you've been playing this game for like 1 or 2 weeks, most likely you're gonna be gathering like a bit of platinum from your dailies. Maybe you are already selling a few legendary gems, and then you can go here, you click on your familiars, all familiars, select, you search for traits, and then on the traits you just scroll, you click on the salvager, and then you buy the cheapest ones. Like right now, actually, it is they are not that cheap. Usually they are like for 5-6k, which is like pretty accessible. But these will depend 100% on your server. Each server has their own economy, so you will have to understand how it works. 100%. This covers all the teleports that you will need to know. And man, if only I knew this a bit early into the game, it will make my life so much better because it was actually pretty bad back then. So then, let's move on to the monetization and something that I didn't know. So, in any gacha games, usually there is a PT system that what it means is like whenever you keep pulling your legendary crests for the chance to get a 5-star. So, as you see here, the chances of getting from the legendary crest a 5-star is 4.5. It's actually not that bad that, but it is still like pretty rare. Like, they're not gonna drop just like that, okay? And on top of being a 5-star, there is also the quality of the 5-star that can be quality 2, 3, 4, or 5. You'll understand because they will have different stars. So for example, I can show you this one. This Stormvolt is a 5-star gem with a 3 out of 5 quality. But if I show you my Gloom Cask, you'll understand this is a 5-star gem with quality 2. So this is how it is. You have the stars and you have the quality of the stars. This will actually just mean like more stars, the better. That's all you need to know. So because it is very hard to actually go and get it, you're gonna have to be cautious with your internal legendary crest, and you should definitely start counting for your PT. So in this game, there are 2 PT systems. 50 pulls that is gonna guarantee you a 5-star gem if you didn't pull until your 50 pull. So sometimes you can get lucky and you can get it a 5-star before, and whenever you get it, you have to remember it resets the PT. So one of the things that I didn't know was that purple or internal legendary crests and the orange, the normal legendary crest, they have separate PTs. 50 for 1, 50 for 2. And because I didn't know about this until probably 1 month and a half ago, I already messed up a lot of like these events, which is called Mirror Jeweler. These are like the best free-to-play events because it just means that per 10 crests, you get 20. You get double of the gems of the loot. So that's like super high value when it comes to an event. So please have in mind, always have with you 10 legendary crests, because sometimes like these mirror jeweler events, they just come out of nowhere. So please try to save your crests a bit, because that will make a lot of difference, especially in the late game. So the other aspect, I came from Diablo 4 and Diablo 3, and in those games, the way you actually go and play it is you make one character, you select a class, and you always have to play that class forever. Well, not on this game. This game actually allows you to pick one class, and every 24 hours you can just come and change classes, which I didn't knew until like probably 1 month and a half or something like that. And let me tell you, when I say I didn't know, I know that the game sometimes like puts you these tutorials, but my brain, I just skip them. Oh, literally, that's how what I do. I'm so bad at reading instructions. I skip it. I don't read almost anything. And then I just learn by banging my head against the wall. That's literally how we do. That's why I'm not like really good like with math and crunching all the stats, but I'm very good at being creative when it comes to make like new builds, to maybe match up this and that. So everyone has their strengths, but reading is definitely not one of them. So if I wanted to go here and say, oh, let me change classes because, you know, I'm a bit tired of playing Barbarian and I just want to go play something else for a few days, I can go, I click on the class change, and I literally can just go and play whatever is the class that I want. So for me, I already played all the classes of this game. They are great. You have a Barbarian, Wizard, Demon Hunter, Tempest, you have Monk, you have a Crusader, you have Necromancer, and you have Blood Knight. For those that don't know, I don't know why this is bugging, but it is what it is. Blood Knight was my favorite character, and because of that, I was the one that I started. But Blood Knight is not that great right now, and that's why I'm not playing. So Barbarian it is. The other feature in the game that I didn't understood at first, because I'm used to, for example, leveling up in WoW, that you have to go and you have to learn your skills, or like a lot of MMOs. And the way it works here on this game is like your skills, they upgrade with your level. So if you come here on your skills, you open your skills, you're gonna see here that you're gonna have ranks and you're gonna have spells, and you're gonna start unlocking new ranks or new spells accordingly to your level. So if you're lacking any of these spells or you want to improve the rank of them, all you need to do is just keep leveling, keep getting XP, and everything is gonna be sorted out. For the next one, and one of the most important ones, please understand that when it comes to PvE, to play the game at pretty much like 99% of the game, any class will do. There are classes that are slightly better than others, but it is so minor that doesn't matter. You can literally even go, like, for example, with consider one of the worst right now, like, for example, Monk, and you're still gonna do perfectly fine. PvE is very easy, is meant to be easy, is meant to be for casuals, and then you got the other side of the game, a bit more pay to win, if not a lot pay to win, which is the PvP. And then when you enter to the PvP, then that's another story. But like I said, to enjoy the game, you're gonna have a lot of fun just by playing whatever you want. So don't worry too much what is the best class. I know a lot of people do, because now there is a tendency that even before you download the game, you're already checking like the beginner's guide and all these things. And I also do that. So hey, no judgment at all. So it's just like the way things are now. So for those cases, I am telling you, don't worry. Just pick whatever you think it's cool, whatever it fits your personality, and go with it. And if you don't like it, you can literally change it at any time, so you don't got like any problems with time investment on a character that you don't like. So another point into the game, and this one, man, this is a painful one for so many people, including for me, because I didn't know that there were skins inside this game that they are class specific, and that there are others that are multi-class. So for example, for me, I had a skin that I really liked last season on Gauntlet 2. So Gauntlet 2, it is a series of like 3 bosses that you kill. You have some time, you have to kill them before they enrage. It's not like super hard, but what it matters is like it gives you this skin. So in the previous difficulty, I did this with the Necromancer, because at the time I was leveling up the Necromancer. Necromancer was also pretty good when it comes to the raids, so I went with it. The issue is that I don't play Necromancer, and probably I will never main Necromancer, because I did this and I collected the skin on my Necromancer. Now I don't have it on my Barbarian. So this one I already collected on my Barbarian, but to be honest, can we review this, man? Why do you make these looking like so dog shit? At least let me hide the helmet. It is one of the worst skins that I ever saw. So please let me just hide the helmet, and maybe this skin will improve like 200%, because the rest is kind of cool, like an ice armor, but this, please. But if we want to go to the shop, now here we're gonna find, of course, more interesting things, because that's what happens with a lot of these new games. You have a lot of cosmetics that you can use in all the classes. So to use in all the classes, please look forward for this icon here, 8x. It means like it's gonna be playable in all the 8 classes that exist in the game. There's this one is also like, this is one of my favorites, to be honest. Then we have this one. This is also a new one. I'm not a huge fan of like these werewolf kind of things, but this one looks badass, man. Like however, this one, if you read here, it is class-bound cosmetics, which means if I pay 1,500 orbs, I will only have this class, this skin, in my Barbarian class. So please have this in mind, because if you're gonna spend a lot of money in skins, please make sure that you're buying on your main and you're not wasting money on them for nothing. So in my personal opinion, first explore the game, play with all the classes that you think you're gonna like before even considering going to buy a specific class skin. So that's just my advice, but it is your money, you do what you do, and it is what it is. The other feature that this one I was not aware, and to be honest I'm very disappointed, is that in this game you have events, and these events sometimes they give you permanent cosmetics as a reward. So for example, like these swords, man, like literally look at these swords. It's from a collab from the World of Warcraft. They look badass. They are the artist's swords. Like, it's such a badass sword. I literally just love it. But if now we go here to the Crown, which is the NPC for the Halloween event, and we go here, we speak with him, he's gonna show us some skins, okay, that they will have 30 days of use. So, in my opinion, it is a big no-no because people are excited for the Halloween, for the event, and if you played any other mobile game, they usually have skins that they come to the game, even free skins, but they always stay, and I don't see any reason for these things to not stay. So, have in mind that this for me is a big no-no. I also had a huge aura on my feet because I was in the top leaderboard of like the speedrunning event, and for 30 days I was looking awesome even as a free-to-play player. I put in my blood and sweat to gain that aura on my feet, and after 30 days it was gone. So right now, to be honest, what it makes me feel is like I'm not gonna invest a lot of time sweating more when it comes like to these cosmetics, especially if they gonna disappear in quite some time. You also gonna have here some of like these badges that you can have here, some permanent, others will also disappear over time. From that speed event, I got the dash for demons. This is the thing I got. I think it looks a cool badge. So I just want to warn you about these things because everyone loves cosmetics and rewards, and I feel like it's a kind of pain in the ass when it just lasts for 30 days. The other thing is in the beginning of the game, you're gonna start getting legendary gear. So a lot of people don't know that whenever you start getting these legendary items here and you start to go to the identifier, and if I go here to this lady, I'm gonna identify it, and now I'm gonna have new gear here on my bags. So I got like this one and I got this one. So these ones that I just got, one is the steel lamprey. So imagine that I'm not gonna use this item, or I used it but now I don't need it anymore, but I still really want to have the steel and lamprey legendary effects on my gear. So whenever I get a new weapon and I keep it, the way you want to do is go here to this Indez transfer NPC. They are everywhere in the major towns. Then you click on the multi-extract, and then I click here on steel lamprey and I'm gonna extract. So what does it do? It's gonna extract the power out of this legendary. So now if I go here, there is an option to enrich. So the enrich means that I can now go and in any legendary piece of my gear, I can change the power of the answer that I want. So if I don't want flicker tone, I can click on it and I can go and I can try to search for the steel lamprey that I just extracted. So click here, okay, enrich, boom. Gonna change, and now we have steel lamprey on my offend. So imagine this if you play Diablo 4 as your codex of power, or like a book of spells that you can literally just keep going and switching your builds and your gear as long as you want. So this is how we were able to, you know, just play the game into very diverse ways, and it's just like one click away. So don't worry about it. Also, another tip that I can give you that I also didn't know that this game has, and that I wish that Diablo 4 had, and I don't know if it still has, it is an armory. Armory, it is a place where you can go and save all your builds. It is very important because you want to go in the future, in the late game, you're gonna have one build for a certain specific activity. I have like my PvP, I have my dungeons and raids, I have my open world spec, I have for Conqueror, and I have a lot of things that I'm still trying. So armory, it is a very essential part also for you to just have more comfort, and this was also another thing that I didn't know. For this next one, oh my god, this was also another nightmare. I didn't know how to turn on the auto pick. So it is very simple. If you go here, you open your menu, you go to the settings, and if you just scroll down in general right here, okay, you're gonna find out auto pick up items. So I feel like in default, like when you start in the game, I think it was like mainly the red or the red and the magic, something like that. But please go and turn it on all of them, because you're gonna need to collect scraps. Scraps, it is a resource material that then you're gonna have to collect, and you're gonna collect probably millions of them to go and level up all your gear to a maximum level of 30. This will be very important for your journey, so please make sure that you have your auto loot turned on. The blue teleport I already explained, so we're gonna go into being immortal isn't pay to win. One of the biggest things that you see on this game, that you see that a lot of players, they go and they whine about, is that to get the immortal status, you need to be pay to win. So let me tell you, I'm a free to play, And as you are starting the game, of course, you want to become an immortal. That's pretty much like the end goal whenever you're playing this. Is like you want to be immortal. You want to reign through your server. So for that, you're gonna need to be in one of the 3 most powerful clans. And for that, you also need to be powerful. So a few servers are probably very heavy on the pay to win, and probably you're gonna not have any chance to become an immortal. But here on Pools of Wisdom, because it is one of the newer servers, it has like 1 year and something in Europe, there is a lot of casuals. There is still a lot of hardcore guilds, but not still a lot of whales, which makes it like for a more healthy server. Things are changing, unfortunately, but as you see here, I got the cosmetic, the Burning Cloak of the Resilience, from being immortal. So I got to be immortal for 5 weeks, and because of that I managed to unlock. So then if you are for 10 weeks, you have this one, then this one is for 14 weeks, then this one, then they just keep scaling until you get this one. But this one not only is such a badass, but it's gonna take a long time. It's gonna be not only 42 weeks but 6 blast rains, and blast rains right now it is very hard to do. So probably not never gonna get these ones unless you play this for 10 years or you were a whale and you guys are doing some politics, you know, like there are some wind trading happening or rain trading. Once you get to the late game of this game, you understand like the politics that are involved in these immortal versus shadows kind of thing. It's a bit complex, but also makes it a bit interesting. So here's the proof that to become immortal, you don't need to be pay to win. All you need is to actually go and try to be in a good clan that it is on a good alliance, and if that alliance is strong enough, you can actually go and claim the immortal title for yourself. So the last one that I want to show, this one, it is a tool. It is called DI Tools. It is very useful. So this website is not only super useful because it will allow you to go and check how many copies do you need, for example, to level up one Berserker Eye to rank 10. Or if you want to check all the 5 stars, it is just great. It's gonna give you all the information that you need. So here you are able to see how crazy it can actually get to level up a 5-star, how much gem powered, and so many things, like 4,450. This is why I keep telling to just like, you know what, if you can get one 5-star to rank 5, you're already a god, okay? Especially as a free-to-play, you're probably gonna be able to have like 1, 2, maybe 3 rank 5s like in 1 or 2 years, no, maybe like in 2 years. So please don't spend a lot of like resources in on these 5 stars. There are so many good 2 stars that maybe in the future I'll do a tier list, which are the ones that for me are the most OP ones for you to use. So with this in mind, please come here, take a look. It's very useful. You can also see how many gems are needed to go and get the max rank. Imagine this, to get a rank 10 gem, just one of them, you need 19,683. This is insane. This is insanity. You also have here all the set. Where do they drop? It is like a very useful, informative website. You can go there, you can check. Times when I need to go and check like a very specific piece that I want to have, then I go here, I check. And well, to the person that did this website, thank you, because it's been very useful. I'm gonna put also the link down below on the description so you guys can check. And with this, we wrap up all the general features that I wish I knew before I even started to play the game, because if you didn't start or you're still downloading and already watching this and you already know all these tips, believe me, it's gonna make a huge difference for you. So let's go into the character progression. What are the things that these ones are the ones that if you don't know these in the beginning of the game, the time will pass, the months will pass, and the power that will be probably here, but because you didn't watch this, is gonna be here. So boy, I'm also part of this group that, you know, I didn't know about many of these progression aspects. And because of that, I got a bit behind, but not that behind, because later on I found someone that started like mentoring me, and now hopefully I can do the same for you. So this is like how a life cycle goes. So because I was a solo self-found most of the times, that's how I usually play the games. I play by myself. I didn't know that if you play in party, you can have access to these 12 gems per day. So Doesn't matter if you go and you go do dungeons, if you go to open world and you farm in a party, as long as you are in a party and you are killing mobs, you're gonna start earning these 12 gems per day. So the other gems that they are in this game, it is for fishing. For me, I say, bro, fuck fishing. I'm not a huge fan, okay? I like more active playstyle. But there was an fishing event in this game that was actually super interesting. It was the first time that it got me into fishing. So I know that a lot of people, while they work, they start fishing. You see like this guy here. So here, every day, if you come fish, you have the opportunity to get, like as I put it here, 3 gems per day. These gems are pretty hard. It's gonna take you a while. So that's why I'm saying it is not like that worth it. If you wanna like be like super sweaty, you can actually go for these 3 gems per day, but I will not recommend you to waste your time unless you're not doing anything and you're just fishing, and then it's completely fine. So the other one, it is the Hilt Trader. I put a trades, but it is the Hilt Trader. So let me tell you where it is. But the first, let me try to get the fish. No, it's gonna be like such a bad one. Usually you want to go for the gold one. This is gonna be a gray, but maybe we can get. No, we didn't get anything. I wish. Imagine like getting a gem like just like that on the first try. That'll be pretty sick. So on the West Marsh City, you wanna go here to the Immortal Overlook waypoint. You teleport here. In this waypoint, why didn't you teleport? Come on, man. Come on, dude. Okay, let me go here. Boom. Okay, teleport. So this guy, it is your best friend in this game, okay? Besides like your real best friends, this guy is your best NPC friend, Lieutenant Freezerion. Okay, you click on him, and every month he's gonna give you 1 legendary crest. He's gonna give you weekly Derelict pearls that you can use to craft your 5 stars. And oh my god, I'm literally about to craft 1 5-star. Like this actually takes a while, a few months to get your 40. You get like from these, you get from events. You'll understand like later on. But more important, what it gives you, it is the normal gems, aspirant keys, but especially the normal gems. And also every few hours, there's this limited time tab that you want to go here that I never did. I never did for months and months and months. So imagine the gems that I lost during these months. Bro, I literally get probably like, if I'm really lucky, like 8 extra normal gems just from these. It's like every 12 hours or every like 16 or 18, something like that. This is gonna refresh and you wanna come and speak with him and grab your freebies, okay? So this is random. It's not all the time you're gonna get it, but sometimes you have like double, like this one. This is like literally insane. So please save your hilts, especially until Sunday, so you have enough hilts to buy these extra ones that come on the limited time. I didn't do this, and because of that, I'm still a bit behind on my normal gems. I'm not as behind as some people, but I could be much better, and that's the point. And speaking about being better, well, why do you need these normal gems? To improve your secondaries. And why secondaries are so important? Because secondaries are more important than resonance. And what is resonance? Let me tell you what is resonance. Resonance is the combination of the power of your legendary gems. This is the one. Each legendary gem is gonna give you a certain power, and this power is gonna be translated in something that is called resonance. This resonance will be able to improve by a certain percentage the base attributes of your gear. So for example, this life here, the attack here. So this is gonna keep multiplying. So this is what people call the pay to win system, because you're gonna gather a lot of legendary crests from playing the game, also these blue ones to give you gem power, but you can buy with orbs and real life money these internal legendary crests. Also you can go and craft them, but in general, whenever you are spending money, you can go here near your Elder Rift and you have a crest merchant. So you buy from the store, you come to the merchant, and you're gonna see here that if you have endless orbs, which I don't, I have 0, of course, I can go here and I say, no, I want to buy like, I'm gonna buy 999. I'm gonna go, wow, I don't even know how much money is that. If you know, please put in the comments. I could go, I could buy, and then all I need to go is to the Elder Rifts. I do the runs, I kill the boss, I get the loot, I get the gems, and with those gems, I start crafting, upgrading by going here to the jeweler. And as I keep upgrading the ranks, I keep getting better better gems, I'm gonna keep increasing my resonance. So here I go to the apprentice, I have gem service, I can do the management. So you see here, for example, Forgan's Fang, or for example, Mother's Lament. I could go here, upgrade, and if I had enough, like a Mother's Lament rank 3 and another Mother's Lament rank 5, I could start upgrading them. But they get like very costly. It starts being a pain in the ass to actually level them up after rank 5. So what I recommend is, doesn't matter if it's like your 1 stars, 2 stars, or 5 stars, first level them up to rank 5 first, so you can unlock your awakened powers. What are awakened powers? Once you reach with a gem to rank 5, please go here to this guy. You're gonna have reforged stones. You scroll down, you're gonna have these dawning echoes. These dawning echoes is the material that you're gonna need to awaken your slot. So you have here 10,000 platinum, you have 1,000 orbs. You buy one of these. I know it costs a bit, but it's a one-time use, and then you're gonna have it forever. Then you come to Vic, and you have like this gem resonance. You're gonna see these slots right here, and imagine like this one is a rank 5, right? You click on it, and here you're gonna have an option on this right side that's gonna be awaken the slot. You spend the resonance, you spend the dawning echo, you awaken the slot, and you're gonna have these bonus 10% cooldown reduction on the demoralize. You can have here 10% more damage on the hammer of the ancients. You can also have here 10% cooldown decrease on the demoralize. And why this is important? Because this not only gives you a lot of cooldown and attack damage, but it isn't nerfed in PvP, because in PvP in this game there's like a stat squish, but there are certain things that they aren't, and the awakened slots is one of them. So to awaken the slot after you unlock it, you just need to keep up with a rank 5 gem on it. But if you take it off and we keep, for example, rank 1, you're gonna see the purple turning into a more whitish color. So rank 5, then I'm gonna put for example, this one, a rank 1, and now it is not purple anymore. So it means that I lost my bonus. So keep in mind, after you awaken your slots, you still need to put all the time there a rank 5 to keep the bonus activated. It's very important, so please have this in mind. That I wish I knew was that when you're leveling up, there's only one thing that it matters. It is combat rating. Why? Because this metric right here, it is responsible for you to do more damage, and above all, to receive less damage. And because the way you progress into this game, it is by going upgrading the difficulty. You start on normal, you go to hell 1, hell 2, hell 3, then you go to inferno. And if you see on these difficulties, they all have a certain amount of combat rating it is needed. So to actually go and keep progressing with it, you need to grab all the combat rating possible. And I did a very in-depth guide that you can go and check how to min-max all the ways to get the combat rating you need, so you can fly your way through the late game, because at late game, that's really where the fun starts happening, in my opinion. But doesn't mean like until then it is not very enjoyable. For me, I love to leveling up, because you can see your character like become like super strong, and then at late game, you know, like the curve is gonna start being more stagnated. Like this is a marathon, it is not a sprint to play this game. And speaking about going to the next difficulties, man, every day in the chat, in the world chat, you see someone asking, how do you progress into Hell 1? How do I go into Hell 3? How do I go into Inferno 1? And it feels like this game already does like a very poor job to explain that you actually have to go here to the demonic portal. And to be fair, I didn't know. I had exactly the same problem. I was stuck like in Hell 3 to Inferno 1, or normal to Inferno 1. It was like something really stupid that I didn't know how to progress. I think it was not Hell 1, because I think I soloed it, but there was like one of these hells that I didn't know how to progress, until like someone in the chat told me also that, oh no, you just have to kill like the last boss, and when you kill the last boss of these raids, you always unlock the next difficulty. So for example, if I'm a Hell 1 and I want to unlock the Hell 2 difficulty, I have to go and I have to kill this bad boy, this the Fang. If you kill this guy, you're gonna be able to unlock the difficult 3 to the difficult hell 2. Then for the hell 3, you have to kill this bad boy right here, and so on, so on, so on. The game does a very poor job at explaining this, but gladly we got the world chat, and if you need any help, please ask there. That someone will most likely help you. The other thing that I wish I knew was that pets in this game are completely overrated. They can be very powerful, but they are super, super, super expensive, and I don't think like they are really worth the plan to spend on them, especially if you are free to play. If you're a whale, listen, just do whatever you want, okay? Like if you want to spend money, just get the best pet that you can get. But this is like from a free to play, low spender perspective. I feel like the way you want to go, you just get, you know what, one pet with the best skill in the whole game. It is this one. It is the savior. This one is really hard to get it. The way you want to get it is you go to the action house, you go here, you select the familiars, then you do all familiars, then you go here. You're gonna have, I think, like passive skills. You scroll down and you're gonna find savior. You just want to buy the cheapest one. Listen, nothing else matters. Literally, just buy the cheapest one. You can even like maybe sometimes find even cheaper than this. After you get this, nothing else really matters. Don't spend more money into anything. Do what the savior does is like gives you an extra life. So whenever you die, instead of dying, you stay at 1 HP for a few seconds, so you're able to recover and keep playing the game. The other one that you want to go with is like you come here to this corner of West March. You want to speak with this binding ritual. You open, you want to summon familiar, so I have 39 contracts. So you want to go, you want to summon, and hopefully you are lucky enough to summon a pet for PvE that will have this skill. You want to go especially for the dragon, but if it's not a dragon, any pet that's gonna attack that will have lingering wounds. This is actually a very strong skill. If you read here, pretty much is like a harm or break. So it's going to increase my damage by 16%. So that is pretty nice. There is also legendary quality to these skills. There's also a way to boost, for example, lingering wounds. The more insight my pet has, also the percentage will increase. So there's ways that, you know, if you're well, you can make it like better. But so far, so good. Just get one pet with savior for PvP or for everything. It doesn't matter. And for PvE, try to get one with lingering wounds, so you just do some extra damage. So another aspect that I didn't know was that the best way to farm in this whole game, XP, gold, gear, gems, everything you want, is actually to go in the open world. And then there is what we call like the circle farming. So right now I really don't have the greatest spec for this, but you want to get into a party of 4, because remember, you have to get like those 12 normal gems. So the way you want to do, get a party of 4, and then you're gonna go into circles. So for example, this guy is here. I know he's farming, so I don't want to steal the farming, so I could go, I could invite him, and I could start farming with him. So you're gonna see he's gonna do like the circle. He's gonna go here, he's gonna kill this one, and he's just doing a circle farming that is gonna give you a lot of XP. And trust me, to put this at level 30, you're gonna spend a lots and lots and lots of hours to get this to the maximum you can. But so you don't spend as much time, just follow this guide, because it is super important. I did this farming gear until level 30, like in record time almost. But trust me, I'm not a casual at all, but still, even if you are a casual, it's gonna teach you all the things that you need to know to perfect your open world farming. So following this topic of open world farming, I didn't know that there are better locations than others. So let me show you one of the best locations. Here, this one, like you saw, it is like a circle that you're gonna go around, and you just go here. Let me actually just kill this mouse. Maybe I'll leave this place because I'm getting attacked. And I'll show you through the map, like right here. So if you're starting the game, you're gonna start by unlocking this side, then you're gonna go here, then you're gonna unlock these, and then the realm of domination later on. So the first and the best areas from the beginning of the game to late game is the library. temporary. If you zoom here in the middle, it's gonna be this room, which is like a square. I'm sure like if I go here, I'm gonna see people. Then there's this other room, and these are like very, very good spots because the respawn of the mobs, it is super quick. So by the time you are done with the circle, you already have new mobs coming into you. So let me go here and check if there is people farming. Yeah, of course there is. You see, like, look at these people. You got the carry, so this guy is being the carry, and you got like 2 people following him. So there's also another thing that is following on these. I could go here. If I was in a party, I'll select on him, and there will be a follow option. Actually, let me go and try to get into the party. Okay, they invited me to the party because they think because I'm here, I'm gonna go and I'm gonna farm. So I just click follow. I start following this guy, and then you can go into a party that, for example, are switching turns like every 15 minutes. So it does like 1 hour because we are 15 minutes each equals to 1 hour. So like that, you can farm for 50 minutes, and the rest of the 45 minutes, you know, someone else is doing the job. So all you need to do, and this is why it's important having the pet, you will go here, you're following, you salvage your gear, and then whenever you see like you have your inventory full and you're getting XP, you're getting gold, you're gonna get legendaries. It is really, really good. Gladly, I'm quite done with this farm. I don't really need to do it any longer. But, you know, in the beginning of the game, it was one of the best parts, and I really enjoyed to do this. I can't hope to actually they go and upgrade the gear to level 40 so I can go back to a hardcore grinding. I kind of miss those days. Nowadays, you know, I don't play as much as I do just because, you know, like there's nothing really when it comes to the gear that I need to be always in the game. You know, I do my daily stuff. I farm a bit of dungeons, and you know, I still play like probably like 2-3 hours a day, but not like 12-16 hours that I used to play, especially in the first months. It was insane. So this is the best, especially if you're starting the game. The best rooms, and these ones are super overpowered. Then you have another spot here in Storm Point. Storm Point, you take this portal right here, and then you just run and run and run, and you're gonna reach to this Storm Keep Point. So here, another square. So anything like looks like a circle or a square that you can do, because all you want to do is do laps and keep killing everything. This spot is also really good. Another really good spot is here in Mount Svain at the top of the mountain. Again, you see here, we have here more or less a square. This one is not really a square, but it is. You start, for example, here on the stairs, you go here, you clean all these mobs, then you go here around and you do all the time these routes. These are what we call routes. There is multiple spots. I'm just showing to you what are the best 3 spots or 4 spots in the game. Besides this, any other spot that you might see, some people farm there, but I just don't think like they are the best. These are the best. That for me, it got me to reach very, very quickly to level 30. So these are the ones that I actually recommend. So if you're a newbie just starting this game, you're gonna get super excited because you're gonna have 5-star gems dropping. And it's very, very normal to go and get into this mistake. But I'll tell you, if you're using too many 5 stars, will be actually bad for you. And why? Because of the reasons that I mentioned before. Because with 5 stars, and especially if you're free to play or low spender, you will be extremely hard to get these 5 stars to rank 5. It will take a lot of time, and so because of that, because you're gonna have it at like rank 2, rank 3 maximum, sometimes rank 4. Until rank 4 is pretty fine, but like getting it to rank 5, it is such a grind that I will highly not recommend to go and play with more than 1 or 2 rank 5 gems, because it will be just a waste. And on top of that, you have 1 stars and 2 stars that they are extremely overpowered. Like for example, Berserker Eye, this is a 1-star gem. It increases your damage and your critical strike. It is completely busted. I love this gem. It's the best 1-star gem in the game. in my opinion, it is the best gem in the game because it is a 1-star and it is so broken. Please have in mind, you rather have rank 10 1-stars and 2-stars and unlock your awaken slot than actually go with 3, 4, 6. Sometimes I see people like they are newbies and they are using like 8 rank 5 gems. Like, why you're doing that yourself? You're literally handicapping yourself. So please, I know it's fascinating to actually go and use it, but don't do it. It is gonna be a waste of time for you. It's gonna hold you back on your progression and you don't really want that. So another thing, it is gonna be your warband. And as I said before, if you want to have the ability to teleport very quickly to go to the blacksmith, you will need a warband. If you don't have a warband, you're missing out, because not only is gonna be one of the main key factors for you to boost your combat rating, especially combat rating, but also you're gonna have these rooms that is gonna be able you to go faster to protect you. So this one here, Shepherd's Burden, is one of the most OP. Like, increase your size by 15%, which means like you're gonna run faster, but also you can go with the attacker, which is gonna make you do more damage. And besides these two, there's not really other rooms that you want to pick. So please have in mind, these are really strong, and you want to have this in mind, that warbands are key. Not only that, if you do the raids with your warband, you actually every week you're gonna have some extra legendary crest that, in my opinion, you should always buy, because it is an internal legendary crest. And if you get a 5-star out of it, even if you should go and sell it on auction house to get plat, it is a good moment. So you see here, this one, internal legendary crest, this one, it has this icon, and this icon means that it's gonna be gated by you doing a raid with at least 4 members of your warband. Usually you always want to go with 8 members just to get some village from the chat, but it is very important. Just think, warband, massive important. Another thing, it is leveling up your battle pass. Was a huge and is still a huge way for you to boost your XP. So focus in the beginning of every week on leveling up to the maximum of 2,400 points per week and complete your battle pass. This is gonna literally give you so much XP, especially when you're just starting the game, that in the Monday, just go do some dungeons, do some activities, do whatever you need to do. Just focus on your battle pass so you can literally just fly into the XP. It is something that I wish I could understand right from the start, but it took me a while. But if I wanted to like now power level, most likely focusing on the battle pass and things like, for example, challenge rift, which I also sleep on, that also gives a lots of XP. And there's also the bounties. There are like many things that you can do every day that will help you out with the XP, but in my opinion, battle pass and focusing on it is one of the biggest ones. So another aspect that the game could have done a better job to understand, it is factions, immortals, shadows, that there is also this other one, this adventure that nobody cares. But in my opinion, you should, whenever you have the chance, to go and pick the Shadows clans, the Shadow faction. So the way you do that is you just need to go to the West March. There is gonna be here a tavern. This is the place where the shadows are hidden. So if you just go here, you're probably gonna have an NPC with a quest. I really don't remember that well how it's gonna be, but you have here Bailey, and if you go here to the Court of Whispers, you enter, and now we are in the Shadows basement, in the underground city of West March. And you're gonna have here around here the NPC that you want to go, you want to speak, and you gotta go later on after the quest is done. You go here to this fire and you're gonna turn shadow. And why is this important? Well, because like I tried to explain to you, there is some reigns and there's some cycles every few weeks that the immortals that are in the power are then defeated by the shadows, and now 3 new shadow guilds are gonna become immortal and the cycle repeats. So once the cycle ends, you're gonna have something that's called Deeds of Valor. Deeds of Valor are badges that they gonna increase your life and damage by 8%, 12%, 8%, or it can be even less, 6, 4, 2. So just have in mind that these, whenever this is stacked up, this is like really good, because you have 8, 8, 16 plus here 28% of life and damage boost. It is really nice. The maximum you can go is have having 3 badges of 12, which is going to be a maximum of 36%. Unfortunately, shadows, it is still a pain in the ass to get the 12%. So if you get the 8, is pretty much you're already doing good enough. The other aspect that I didn't know about this game, it is that you can actually get different alts. So if I go here and I leave my game, I will show you here my alts. So as you can see, I barely have any alts. You know, I have 2 characters at level 1 and I have Crusader that I really was trying to level him up, but I just don't have the patience. Alts for me, it is such a pain in the ass, and to be honest, you will need like already so many hours to just become as strong as I am on this barbarian, that if you reach to the point that I did my barbarian, all the hours, the blood and sweat that I put it on this character, you don't want to play with anything else. That's how I feel. But I also want to inform you that there is a way, if you want to no life this game, you can create 4 alts. With these alts, you go, you farm like normal gems that you can sell by plat, you do dailies that you can also get plat, and that later on you can funnel that plat into your main, and then you can use that platinum, which is the currency of the game, to buy legendary gems or normal gems to boost the power of your main character. So imagine like it's like a funnel. You're just funneling all the power of like all these alts to your main. But I will highly recommend to not do this, because like this is already a very exhausting game, and if you have like 4 alts to manage, you're probably gonna end up burning out yourself, unless like you really love that kind of playstyle. I don't believe that is a healthy thing. You much rather just, you know, you're done with your day, get off the game, go touch some grass, go spend some time with your family, go play other game, whatever you want to do. I think like it'll be so much more healthy for you than just like, because it is such a tedious job. It feels like literally you are doing like this as a full-time job, because you need to farm on your main, you need to farm on your alts, you have to do this daily and also weekly in all the characters. Just forget it. But anyways, I wanted to tell you that this can happen and you can do this, but I will highly recommend you to not do it. Then we have here something that I already said, resonance is overrated. Just get rank 5 and awaken your slots. And the other one, it is to never sell your gems. And people are asking, okay, so how do I do the platinum that I need to go and build this and that? Well, you don't sell your normal gems, but you sell everything else that is unbound. For example, when you are running your internal legendary crests, like these ones right here, where are they? You're gonna go and get legendary gems that you can sell on your action house. Also, now you have runes in the game. If you have unbound blues, gold, and especially orange, like this one, if you're lucky, these are selling for a lot of money. Then you also have, whenever you summon pets, you can actually level them up and sell them on the action house. So for example, these pets right here, I level them up because I have a lot of spirit shards, and then I will just go to the action house and sell them. So please understand that there are other ways to actually make plat, but the main reason why I'm telling you to not go and sell your normal gems, and is because once again, normal gems and your secondaries here, which they are boosted by how many and the rank of your normal gems that you put on your gear. It is so key. Please believe me, don't sell these normal gems, because it's just gonna put you like so far behind everyone else, especially at your level. So if you want to be slightly competitive, especially at your power, just by having a slight boost on your secondary. So for me, I have 3.6 armor penetration. Most people, they don't have even 3000 armor at my geared level. So I'm gonna literally do so much damage to them that it is unbelievable. So that's one of the reasons why I'm still able to do damage and climb my way to rank 1 as a free-to-play player, because I got pretty good secondaries, and pretty good secondaries are the things that's gonna boost your damage, your defense, your bulkiness. So it is a huge benefit to actually go and focus on them. And now we have one that for me was a bit confusing, especially that I came from WoW and in Path of Exile. Is there is no sense nowadays that target farming a specific item. Yes, there are dungeons that they will drop specific set items, but the meta is, if you wanna farm from your green set items right here, like this green set here, all you want to do is whenever you unlock in the activities your random dungeons, you just click on it and you keep doing the quick match. You're gonna just spam them, and every 7 random dungeons you're gonna get a guarantee piece of a green set plus all the set items that may or may not have dropped during these 7 runs. So what means is like at the end of, like, for example, 1 hour, you're gonna have a lot of green gear on your bags that you're gonna identify, and a lot of them are gonna be really trash. So the way you want to do, you want to go here, you want to select. So for example, right now I don't have any gear that I really want to salvage. Let me see this one. Is this good? No, this is actually trash. I don't need this. So you come here, you salvage this, and then you see I'm gonna get the Fable Wisps. So these Fable Wisps are the responsible for the set crafting. So if you see here right now, I got almost 600 wisps, and for each 5 I'm able to create any gear that I want, any set, any piece. You can actually go here and do the crafting. So the meta of this game is not really to go and target farm, repeating the same dungeon until it drops. No, it's like you just spam random dungeons with your friends, and then you salvage everything, you get a bunch of wisps, and you come here and you literally just gamble your way to try to get a really good piece. So for example, I'm going to use like 5 here. No, it was bad, but until you keep spamming until you get, for example, an exceptional mean like it's going to have like at least 3 stats and 2 substats, and maybe it's going to be useful or not. So this is the optimal way for you to actually go and farm your green set items that, you know, in the beginning was a bit confusing how to do, if I go and I farm alone or not. And continue speaking about set items, the set bonus and the third sockets are the most important parts of a set item. So what I mean by this, okay, if you see here on my set items, you're gonna see that they have set bonus. So 2 pieces set bonus here, 4 pieces set bonus, and 6 pieces set bonus. Most of the times you only gonna use 2, 4, and very rarely the 6 pieces set bonus. So for example, in this case, in this build, I'm using 4 pieces Grace set and 4 pieces Fetus Verge. That's what I'm using. So whenever you're trying to go for a build, try to see what is the optimal set that you actually need to farm and craft on the blacksmith. So then you go and you gather, for example, 4 pieces, so you get the set bonus, because these set bonus are the most powerful thing. And of course, unlocking the third socket, it is so important. Why the third socket? Because the third socket is the blue one, and the blue one gives you armor or armor penetration, and armor penetration of all the secondaries, it is the one that is most important to do damage, because not only does a lot of damage in PvP, it also boosts your critical hit damage in PvE. So 45%. So this is actually pretty good. But even in the other set items that they have 3 sockets, they always have a chance to come with 2 sockets. For example, you have here, we just crafted these 2 bracelets, and one came up with the 2 sockets and the other came up with the 3 sockets. So just remember, if he has 3 sockets, it sucks, which is unfortunate, but it is what it is. The other aspect of the game that I feel like is a system that is gonna need a revamp, but you know, I try to have a pretty good charm, but you know, I just realized late the game that charms are really useless when it comes to this game. Just go with literally any charm. You're gonna get like these eyes. Let me see if I have one. You're gonna get like these drop, like for example this eye, like this simple charm. So if this one has like this skill, like it's a standard +2, so this can be like a decent one for PvE. So what you want to do is gonna go here and you want to try to upgrade the charm. So for example, I used one, boom, I'm gonna have Sundered, and I'm gonna have Feast of Heavens. Okay, I don't need Feast of Heavens because the other class, but this is like very RNG. It is a convoluted system also. So as long as you get whatever you want as your main primary attack, for example, in my case is the Lacerate, you're gonna be fine. Here I got lucky that I got Lacerate and also Hammer of the Ancients. But for example, on this one that I just rolled, I'm never gonna use this because this is a +2 damage on Sunder, I don't need. But if it roll +2 Sunder, Lacerate, Emerald of the Ancients, and Chains, that'll be a pretty good charm. But still, it is only 2% damage. It's not like, don't put your plat, don't waste your plat. People can waste a lot of plats. This is something for the whales. If you're free to play, listen, don't really spend these 500. There are people that extract and then they go to the action house and they sell. I saw these happening that, for example, when Tempest came out, I actually sold a few charms because, you know, Tempest was pretty new. So people were still seeking all these whales for the best charm that they could have. And so besides these moments in the game, I will say that it's not a good way to make plat, and it is also a really good way to waste a lot of plants. Another thing that you know that ARPGs have, it is a stat called Magic Find. However, here in this game, I didn't know that even existed until I went and I scrolled down here on my secondaries. And this was like very, very late in the game. I found out that, okay, there is actually Magic Find, but I had 0% because I didn't know how to get it. I thought that like any other game, you will get it, for example, a substat on your gear, you know, like plus Magic Find. So for example, in Diablo 3, the Magic Find gear, like it was very, very popular, but they didn't do this way. They made like in a more pay-to-win game. So to get Magic Find, you actually need to go and upgrade any of your gems to rank 5. Once you get them to rank 5, you're gonna unlock this increase chance to find the magic items by 5%. 5% for the 1 stars, 10% for the 2 stars, and 15% for the 5 stars. And this, it doesn't seem like it made a huge difference. My best recommendation, especially if you start in the game, try to go with like a 1-star rank 5 gear, like in all. That's what I did. And then as you keep progressing to the game and getting more gen power and more copies, etc., then you start replacing the 1 stars with the 2 stars, and these you will use mainly for your farming equipment, because as I showed you before, like sometimes you are in these circles and you are not really the one actually killing the mobs, so you don't need to actually like be super strong. So just equip like your Magic Find gear, and after 1 hour you're gonna have way more golds, way more legendaries, and it is a very subtle, but because you're gonna do it like for so many months and so many hours, it will 100% increase the chances of you getting this gear level 30 way quicker. And since we are speaking about ranking up gems and all these things, I will tell you something that I also didn't know, I got to know later on in the game, is that whenever you are upgrading your gems to, for example, to rank 5, but now you say, hey, you know what? I really don't like Berserker's Eye. I want to change for something else. I'm gonna try and I will level up, for example, the sled one. Like this is also a really good one, and I want to trade. So you can actually go to the vendor and, for example, sled here, I want to upgrade it, and I can use my Berserker Eye. Where is your Berserker Eye? Maybe it's locked. Okay, we locked the gems. Also, you know, since we're talking about locking gems, this is actually super good, because you want to do this because, you know, especially when you're ranking them up, or if you have 5 stars, please lock them, because you don't want to make the mistake of doing select all and then using like your 5-star or 2-star or like whatever it is. So be careful on this. I can literally go and use my Berserker Eye 32 gem power to upgrade. And why am I saying this? Because it won't matter if you destroy, the gem power will always be retained gem power. So remember, these 32 gem power are the 32 gem power that I use to upgrade my Berserker Eye. So you retain all the gem power that you acquired, but because you're gonna need like some extra copies that you probably, or you're gonna get them during like the internal quests, or you can come here and you can craft them by your own. So these ones you're gonna lose, but besides that, the gem power that you invested, you'll always retain. It is super important, so you don't think that by changing sometimes gems you are losing the gem power. Yes, you're not gonna lose the gem power, but you're still gonna lose the copies. So since we are speaking about upgrading gems, there is a big thing that people don't know. It is how to upgrade, for example, 5-star quality 3 to a quality 4. So all you need, I think I already explained, it is to the next time that you're gonna rank up your Bloodsoaked Jade from rank 2 to rank 3, in this slot right here, all I needed to put, it is a Bloodsoaked Jade rank 1 with 4 out of 5 with a quality 4. So if I placed it here, a quality 4 Bloodsoaked Jade with 75 gem power, and I clicked here on the upgrade, you will see that this Bloodsoaked Jade will become a rank 3 with a 4 out of 5. So that'll be pretty hype. Unfortunately, I don't have that plan to buy that. I already got like a 3 out of 5 because I bought it whenever the market was really low, and I got very lucky. I got it like, I think for like, what, 50k plant. Was such a good purchase. But either way, this is how you can actually improve the quality of your gems. It is whenever you're gonna upgrade them, you put here something with a higher quality than the one you have, and chabam, it's gonna be done, and you're gonna be able to increase your resonance. So now we reach to the last slide, and this one I already explained to you that 1 stars and 2-star gems are better because not only they are more powerful, they will have a better gem power to resonance ratio, which means like the amount of gem power that you'll need to upgrade them and the resonance that you're gonna gain will be superior by having the 1 and 2-star gems instead of the rank 5. They are like, they'll take like so much gem power out of you. That's why I also say don't please get a lot of 5 stars, especially if you're free to play or the low spender, because they will literally drain all the gem power from you. So first go with the 1 stars and 2-star gems, and later on in the game, then you can start replacing them with better gems, but do things very, very slowly, because otherwise you'll just be handicapping yourself. And the final one, and this is I put it here because it's mainly for the, you know, the end game. It is that Fortitude. Why it is here in the last place? Because it's the best stat in the whole game. It is the one that is responsible to actually go here and increase your armor and armor penetration. And armor and armor penetration on your secondaries are the thing that's gonna make you super beefy and do a lot of damage, especially in PvP. So if you go here, you're gonna see like I always put 40 to 40 to 40 to 40 to 40, like all the gear that I have as Fortitude. If it doesn't have Fortitude, it sucks. When you are like starting the game, it doesn't really matter. Combat rating is the king, but at late game, it is a huge thing. So with this is all I have to say. These are all the things I wish I knew before I start playing the game, because that will make my life so much better. But well, that's how life is, and hopefully now I can bring here my experience of the things that I wish I knew and bring this knowledge to you. And hopefully if you're watching this at the beginning of the game, you're gonna have a way much better smooth experience than whatever I did, because I went to all the nitty secrets that you need to know. And if this video brought you any value, we are trying to catch up on the Diablo Immortal official channel in the number of subs. We are getting closer. We are already on the 30,900 subs. Hey, we were way further just a few weeks back, and every day we are getting closer. So if you enjoy this, please don't forget, put on the timestamp below that you are a true legend and that you watched this until the end. And please don't forget to like, subscribe, because this will mean the world to me. And with this, that's all that I have to say for now. Thank you for watching. I'll catch you guys next one. Peace.